I liked kind of your take on the real estate market, also how to approach buyers, sellers, investors, everyone. It was very different from all the training I was getting and all the opinions I was receiving from other people. Obviously, saw your track record, saw you helping other people be very successful in real estate, so got very interested and have been part of the Craig Proctor family ever since. When I first met you in October 2011, the market was kind of going through obviously the post crash that happened in 2008, 2009. Buyers were very hesitant, and I was basically my business comprised of 90% working with investors. Some buy and hold rental stuff, mostly fix and flippers. That was great, but it's kind of like having an REO account where they can call the shots. If they know that they are controlling 90% of your business, you're kind of at their mercy they're going to dictate how you're going to run your business. And I wanted out of that business model. I wanted to get more free time, and I wanted to work with buyers, sellers. Again, I didn't want any one individual to be able to control my business. So within just a couple of years, I went from 90% heavy investor to working with buyers and sellers. There was no one source. It was only about 5% left of working with investors. Actually sold more homes, made more money, kept more in my pocket, had more free time. And, that was just made me a lifer with the system because, that's what I was looking for. I had 4 kids. I'm married. I don't want to sacrifice my personal life for this business, right? I want to have a balance. I want to be able to have both. And you showed me an out, which was great. So that kind of really started my journey with you, just to get rid of those investors who are controlling everything and just concentrate on working with good old buyers and sellers and having control over my business and me being able to dictate what I want to do, how much I'm going to charge, all that stuff. Pay attention to market opportunities. Was I running new construction ads 2 years ago? No. New
Mhm.
construction companies were offering flat fees, $1,000, $2,000. You couldn't be a contingent buyer, right? So they were kind of blocking the people that I wanted to work with, buyers who had a home to sell, right? Who wanted to buy one of those new constructions. They were making it no money on the buy side, and they were making it where I couldn't even really necessarily help them sell their home. But now that's changed. Now the new construction companies, the builders are like, hey, Mike, yeah, bring us buyers. They're like begging, hey, we'll give you 3%. We'll give you 4%. What's it going to take? 5%, 6%? Sell some of our homes. They need to sell a house. Great. We know that you're great at selling homes. We know that you'll get the job done quickly. You have all your guarantees and different things in place. No problem, right? So this is where we're talking about adapting to what's going on in the market and seeing market opportunities and really taking advantage of those and then running ads again where market opportunities exist. So right now, new construction is something where market opportunities exist.
What is the best way to attract leads on social media?
So we're talking about building a business, and obviously I stress test my business by leaving Ireland and all that stuff. And I get that that's like most people listening are like, yeah, I'm never gonna do that stuff. Like that's neat to hear that you can do that, but I'm not gonna do it, right? And some people listening are like, I don't even want a team. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to do any of that stuff. It's like, okay, you can still be a business owner, even if it's just you, right? But you got to think differently. You got to think like a business owner. So some of the things we've talked about is who are you wanting to work with, right? So that's one thing. That's what a business owner thinks about, right? What any business thinks about who my ideal customers are, okay? So even if you want to be your own person, just think, who do I want to work with? The second thing we talked about with Craig was what market opportunities exist. Do a little research, right? He has access to, and I do through him, certain great websites that compile all this market data. But most agents just like, I'm going to farm this neighborhood because I live here. I'm just going to try to sell homes right here because it's convenient and easy. It's like, does a market opportunity exist there? Right. So, example of that extreme example, I moved when I was still living in California. I lived in a historic district. There was only 200 homes that were designated historic homes, like 2 sold a year. One of my neighbors was the area expert. She gave me candy for Halloween. She gave me a pumpkin for Thanksgiving. She gave me a candy cane for Christmas. Everyone knew her. I even would joke and say, I'm going to use her to sell my house when I'm going to move because I get so much stuff from her. She was chasing 2 homes a year selling. She lived in the neighborhood. She knew all the ins and outs of the historic district and stuff like that. And it's like, that's not a very big market opportunity. Okay. Then when things shifted in 2008, 2009, 2010, and now all those home sales were dominated by REOs, she went out of business because there wasn't a big enough market opportunity in the pond she was fishing in, right? Had she expanded that by maybe 6 to 10 blocks on either side and included some other neighborhoods, there was enough turnover, right? So then the third part to this of running a business and thinking like a business owner is what do people want? And this is getting to your question. So it's saying, okay, what ads do I run on social media? You got to think like a business owner. What does a buyer want? Give them what they want. What does a seller want? Advertise what they want. But what we see too often in the real estate industry, and Craig destroyed my paradigm on that, is image advertising. People put me, I put my kids, I put me fishing, I put me with my dog, I put me
Mm.
people don't care about that. What does a buyer want? Homes. They want the best access to homes that they can get. So advertise that and advertise good homes. Advertise homes people want, not just the homes you have. Because we
Oh
all
yeah,
know,
that's a biggie right there.
yeah.
Did everyone get that nugget? Advertise homes that people want, not just what you have in inventory. How do I find lists of new construction so I can advertise them? So where would I get these lists of properties?
So you're going to basically be the conduit of getting all the information you can find on Google. Like we've created a database basically of that and we've put it on a map. But you're going to have to do that. Drive around is another great way to do it, right? Sometimes builders don't even have the greatest presence, but if you want to be the area expert, you want to be a true professional selling homes, you got to put in some work. So I would start with Google, see what you can find on that. All the builders are going to be competing with each other, right? So they're going to try to be up there, um, in the Google search results, but then drive around, stop by the sales office, say, hey, what do you have available? Who's your contact information? How often do you release the new phases? How often do you tell me what inventory you have? I'm happy to help sell your homes. And it takes some legwork. So it took us several weeks, months to put that all together. It takes maintenance, right? Because they're constantly changing what they're doing, what incentives, like Craig was talking about, they're willing to offer, what floor plans are still available, what homes have already sold, what homes fall out. That's always a good thing too, because sometimes the downside of new construction and what Craig was saying before, sometimes people buy resale is because they can't wait, right? I can't wait until October to get a house, Craig. But if I know about homes that fell out and you can close next month and it's a brand new home that no one's ever lived in, that makes me super valuable. That is very hard information to find from a buyer's perspective.